What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about why men ghost. But first, I've already told you about Iris. You remember, the dating app that uses artificial intelligence to learn what you're attracted to and then match you up with members who are more likely to be attracted to you as well? Well, now Iris aims to become the most trusted dating community online by creating an incentive system that rewards members for being honest and transparent about themselves in their interactions with other people on the site. It's designed to encourage people to be more upfront about their intentions, their true intentions in dating. The new trust rating is a scoring mechanism that measures each member's contribution to the online dating community. Members who take their time to create thorough and compelling profiles, and those who are respectful of others in their interactions, receive a higher score rating. This means that naturally jerks, F-boys, and assholes get lower ratings and risk being booted off the site. And once enough information is gathered about a person's patterns on the site, their trust rating will become public. So you'll be able to make an informed decision about whether or not you want to spend your precious time dealing with someone or speaking to them in your DM. So not only will you get the intelligent attraction recognition features that only show you profiles that you're likely to be interested in based on the things that you're attracted to, but you'll get a site that encourages integrity, respect, and authenticity between the users interacting with each other. If someone has a low trust rating, it'll almost be like if the word fuckboy was stamped across their forehead in their profile pictures. You'll be able to see it and make an informed decision, not even waste your time. And I'm sure you're probably tired of guys dropping out of the conversation out of nowhere, right after a low effort message. Well, you'll probably be happy to know that the trust rating actually catches people who have an above average propensity not to reply to people after a match. It also picks up heavy filters, thirst trapping, generic low effort profile descriptions, and more. With that said, if you're tired of having the same irritating experiences across multiple dating websites and apps, you might want to give Iris a try. It's free for the time being, and I think the artificial intelligence is kind of cool. Being able to see if they have a high score or a low score in relationship to how they use the app and speak to people. I would want to know that information if I was single and looking. So again, if you're dating and you're looking and you've probably tried everything else, click on the link below and download Iris. Give it a shot. Now onto this topic. Like I said, this video is about why men ghost. One reason men ghost women, and sometimes women ghost men, is that they've noticed that you want very different things than what they had planned or what they have to offer. Too often women want more than is being offered to them, but they continue to move forward anyway. Once the man realizes that you're going to keep coming forward regardless, he puts two and two together that you want something serious and you think you're going to fight your way through his walls, but you're not. So sometimes a guy will leave you, a guy will reject you, and a guy will abandon you in place because he knows that you're not going to quit him, so he has to quit you. Even so, it's the coward's way out to ghost. But again, that's another reason. But the main reason that people are leaving or walking away a lot of times is that they don't have what you need to offer. If you want companionship, you want love, they don't have that to offer, and they don't want to waste your time, and they don't want to do more damage by getting closer to you and sticking around too long. So as much as it is a coward's way out, they are trying to save you the heartbreak of being in a loveless relationship when they don't have love to give. Even so, ghosting is the coward's way out. You should always let people know when you're not feeling them or when you don't have any plans to move forward. But again, we're talking about the reasons why people ghost, and this is one of those reasons. A guy can see that you're not going to quit, you're not going to stop, you're going to keep coming forward, and some people just don't have time to deal with people catching feelings with them. Or for them, I'm sorry. So instead of, sticking around and using you like many would, some guys will just ghost you instead to get you away from them and to make it a little bit more abrasive so that you take your hatred or your disdain for what they did and how they handled things and you get far away from them because they don't want anything from you, but they also don't want to cause more damage by sticking around too long. As cowardly as it is, some people do have a noble reason for just disappearing and abandoning people. And everybody's not a mental health expert and doesn't understand the implications and the effects of people being ghosted and abandoned that way, especially those of us who have abandonment issues. So again, yes, it's wrong, but everybody's not necessarily trying to hurt you as much as they're trying to save you from yourself because you won't take the hint. Moving on. The second reason that people ghost is they are conflict avoidant. This is really the reason why everybody ghosts, or it's the secondary reason why everyone ghosts. Most people who ghost are conflict avoidant. They're not really looking for the fight, and they don't really want to hear the drama. right? They're trying to make a clean break, and sometimes it's very hard to do if somebody's pissed off, cussing you out, calling you and hanging up, doing the type of things that people do when they feel a little bit scorned and they still have access to you. So a person that's ghosting you is generally taking all of their access away from you so that you can't contact them, you can't reach them, and you don't feel connected to them anymore. Again, it's the coward's way out. People are afraid of conflict. People don't want to have difficult conversations. Most of us haven't developed adequate communication skills because we've grown up in the age of technology, and we spend so much time looking at our phones and typing and texting that we never actually get to learn how to talk to people. Even building a friendship off of a verbal communication can be very difficult. Building a romance off verbal communication can be difficult. People spend so much time texting. So imagine how difficult it would be to actually have a hard, difficult, vulnerable, open, honest, transparent conversation with somebody if you haven't even learned to get along with people and chit-chat and flirt verbally. People's communication skills are shot because of some of the technology that we have now, and the low standards that people have for their communications levels. Most people are entering relationships, texting, flirting, and sending pictures, and they never even hear each other's voice for the first few weeks. This is just such a weird age for me. I'm old school, and I ain't even that damn old, but it's just weird to me that two people can like each other and not hear each other's voice. The sweetest sound to a man's ears is the voice of the woman that he's into. So for you guys, or for people to be at this point not talking to each other for the most part upon getting to know each other, and only really starting to speak verbally when they enter a relationship or start having sex, is just crazy to me. But anyway, like I said, people are conflict avoidant. They haven't learned how to communicate their good feelings, let alone their bad feelings. So people don't want that. They just run away and hope that you stay away, because they don't have to learn those skills to get too far with each other. You can get in somebody's pants without any verbal skills or communication skills right now, and the standards are just way too low for communication at the moment. So again, many people are conflict avoidant because they haven't picked those skills up. Moving on. The third reason why people ghost, or guys ghost, or even women ghost a lot of times, is they have found another muse. Too often, when we're dating people, we're dating multiple people. And I don't think that's a good or a bad thing. I think that no one owes anybody anything until there's an expectation developed, right? Until there's an understanding had. So while we date a lot of people in multiples, we often shop around on the internet. We never really get off the dating websites. We're always being inundated with new people, new hot faces, new sexy, attractive people. We might see 50 or 100 new people a day, and might have access to email or DM or talk to about half of those people. So there's so many people still shopping as they get to know a person, that once they find someone who responds to them and is hotter or more interesting in whatever way, or more paid, more rich for women, whatever it might be that they're attracted to, once they find somebody a little bit better than you, a lot of times if they get that message back, if that DM is answered, they just stop dealing with you. Just period. And they start going on to the next person. They found something better, because people never stop shopping. We don't take time to get to know the human behind the profile picture a lot of times. We just assume, I talked to her, she was cool, I ain't with it. This other girl has bigger tits. This other girl has bigger ass. Or a woman might say, this other guy has more money. This other guy has more status in the streets. This other guy has more fame or more notoriety. He has a blue check mark. Whatever it might be, people generally don't stop shopping until there's an understanding, until there's an expectation, until there's an emotional connection. And because people aren't developing emotional connections, because they're texting all the time, and they're not really having that vulnerable moment with each other, or they're jumping into bed before it's developed, it makes it very easy for them to continue shopping around and find another muse, right? And because people are stunted in their communication skills, once they find that other muse, again, they're conflict avoidant. They just go right to the other muse and avoid having that difficult conversation, because it's just not a pleasant idea or experience. Moving on, many ghost other people to protect their own ego, because sometimes hearing the pain that you've caused another person from them is too heavy a burden to bear. It makes them feel too guilty. Everyone wants to feel like they're a good person. Everyone wants to feel like they're doing the right thing. No one wants to be a legitimate villain in anyone's story, for the most part. When we encounter people, sometimes we do damage to them. We always hear, hurt people hurt people. Whether you're hurt or not, you have the ability and the propensity to hurt people if you are not careful, and if you handle people recklessly. If you're still shopping around, if you find that you've gotten yourself another muse, if you found someone you like more, if you're conflict avoidant, whatever the reason is that you're ghosting a person, you still want to feel like a decent enough, good enough person. And sometimes it's harder to face the music that you've actually created damage in someone, that you harmed someone in your quest to find love. That maybe you haven't handled yourself right, that maybe you could have done things better, right? People generally don't want to deal with their flaws. They like to ignore them. They like to sweep them under the rug. They like to throw a brick and hide their hands. They convince themselves that they've created no damage and done no wrong to anyone, that they're innocent. That's why people are always so shocked at karma. But the truth is, we've all disappointed someone or hurt someone's feelings at some point. But again, to have that conflict, to watch a person cry, or to hear a person, tear up, or, to hear a person's voice crack as you tell them that maybe we're not meant to be together, or, to watch the disappointment in someone's face, or to hear that tone in even a text message can almost break your heart for breaking their heart. So most people aren't really wanting to have that interaction. They just avoid the whole thing by disappearing and hoping you go away and you're okay. A lot of times people ghost you and pray for you because they don't want the guilt of knowing that they ruined someone or broke someone or fractured someone. But that is often the case, and that is often the thing that has happened. While the intention to hurt wasn't there, the effect certainly was and happened. And to know you've hurt somebody is pretty hurtful in itself, so a lot of people just avoid that whole thing. They don't want to know, and they don't want to feel, and they don't want to see the damage they've caused. So anyway, these are the reasons that people ghost predominantly. I'm sure there are other reasons. Maybe I'll do another video, but every once in a while, people ask me about ghosting. So often I get clients who, get on the phone with me and they're like, why did he just do this? Why did he disappear? And I don't understand. And at the very basic level, these are the reasons why people ghost. They're conflict avoidant. They're afraid to be the bad guy. They don't want to feel like the bad guy. They found another muse. They don't want what you want and don't know how to tell you. They don't have communication skills. So they just walk away because it's easier than having an awkward conversation. Anyway, I hope that helps. Follow me at KevVic24 on Instagram. Go check out the Iris dating app. The artificial intelligence and the trust rating system is really cool, and I think it'll help a lot of you in your experience dating, making sure that it brings integrity and a little bit more enjoyment and transparency into your dating experience online. So check Iris out. Click the link below. It's in the comment section and it's in the description box. Anyway, follow me at KevVic24. I think I've already said that. I'll get with y'all later.